really should be saying goodnight. I really shouldn't stay anymore. It's been so long since I held you. Forgotten what love is for. I should run on the double. I think I'm in trouble. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I'm in trouble. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I'm in trouble. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So come to me, darling, and hold me. Let your honey keep you warm. Been so long since I held you. I've forgotten what love is for. I should run on the double. I think I'm in trouble. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm in trouble. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I'm in trouble. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
89.3 The Current. I am in studio with Brian and Kevin of Montreal, and that Lindsey Buckingham that just sort of warmed my little cold black heart that I have. That is so great that you guys decided to play that. I just was having this sort of odd debate with someone the other day that "Think About Me" is one of like the best Fleetwood Mac songs ever. And again, there's a band that some people just think it's still very uncool to like.
I don't know. I mean, rumors and all that stuff. You have to admit that
it got uncool.
I'm sure it got overplayed, you know. But those songs, for whatever reason, there's some sort of magic that
it holds up.
Yeah,
it's funny because when I listen to Montreal records, it's awesome because you do not get a sense of where you're from, when it was recorded. It just doesn't have like that stamp of the moment to me, which I think is actually really very unusual. That you hear it and you're not immediately like, clearly they're from Austin.
Sunlandia.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Exactly. Have you taken inspiration from like films and paintings and things like that for some of these songs?
Maybe lyrically, certain things will inspire lyrics. But yeah, I mean, like, that sort of anachronistic quality is something that at first it was, I think, detrimental, because it took a long time for people to kind of catch on to what we were doing, because it seemed like a lot of people didn't maybe necessarily have the musical knowledge or whatever, like they didn't really know about the Pretty Things or Os Mutantes or, Soft Machine or whatever that was inspiring us, because it wasn't ever played on the radio, and you really kind of have to like dig deep to find this stuff.
But then I would imagine like the second then you consciously try to write something accessible, that would just be a failure.
I'm sure if you ever try to like intentionally write something that's going to be catchy, it'll be cliche in a way or something, like that's kind of thing is like I talked to our label about recently. Is like even if you make something that is totally uncommercial, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not valid or it doesn't have any value or whatever. And even if it's not going to sell, you still kind of have to put it out because it's like the organic path that you're taking, and it leads you wherever it's going to lead you. And and the second that you start questioning that, that's when you start to falter, I think.
Well, and you guys do write catchy music, really catchy, but there's a surprise to it. I just think that's one of the coolest things is that you take a twist where I think you're going to go left, you go right. And I don't know if that's unconscious on your part, but it's a really interesting style of writing.
Well, that's something that I definitely try when I'm writing songs or arranging songs is to make something that is unpredictable because that's the kind of music that I really like.
Yeah.
That's, when we talk about Os Mutantes, that's like the thing that really turned me on, or Beach Boys Smile, certain records or whatever, when you're like, it goes somewhere that you couldn't have predicted, but it's magical, and you're like, oh, that's so great. And as a writer, it's really liberating to be able to take a song in any direction that you want. Tempo changes and key changes and subject matter changes and all sorts of things that you don't have to follow the template.
It's funny because there's also this sort of notion that I get that I sort of coming up sort of as we did. I'm assuming we're all kind of the same age. It's just like I mean I really enjoy a lot of stuff like the Descendants and all, and a lot of the pop punk stuff. And so I got a little bit biased about not wanting to hear songs that were longer than 4.5 minutes long. And the thing about that now as I get older is it's like some people are so good with the payoff. It's like, okay, I'll hang with you here for 4.5 minutes, but something better happen at the end of this. And there are some, like Rufus Wainwright's a great artist he just hang with him and it's all worth it in the end. And I think, again, that's what I have to say about you guys. Let's get another song. What do you guys want to do?
This one is actually an original because we do both original and covers.
I understand.
This one's called Feminine Effects, and it's going to be on our next record. It's called Skeletal Lamping.
Fine. It's of Montreal here in the 89.3 Current Studios.
Thought a limousine was something to be laughed at, something to be laughed at. Baby, you make me blurry, blurry inside. I know I'm not your cut, but I never thought that I was just something to be laughed at, something to be laughed at. I was a teenager when you took me from my mama's bed and brought me to the real city. I tried my best to become what I thought you wanted. Blurry, so blurry inside. I know I'm down home, but I always thought a limousine was something to be laughed at, something to be laughed at. Something to be laughed at, something to be laughed at.
Now, I didn't clock that in, but good payoff there for that. When is the new record coming out?
October, I think so.
Okay. And somebody was talking about, did anybody in the band ever live in Minneapolis for a minute?
Yeah, I did for a little while.
You did when?
Like, I guess it was around 94 or something.
What led you to Minneapolis?
Well, I was trying to find a place where there were like, like-minded musicians.
And you were coming from?
Coming from Palm Beach Gardens,
Okay.
Florida.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I couldn't find anybody in Florida. Where at that time there wasn't anybody really into 60s pop music or whatever. Up here, you got like the Replacements and
Ed Ackerson.
yeah.
The second you said that, I was like, did you come up here and immediately get yourself involved with the Sustones kind of crowd?
I pretty much worked the graveyard shift at the Amico, and
Which one?
met nobody.
Which one?
I think it's at the end of like Linden or something.
Oh, this is so funny to me. So how long did you actually stay here then?
About 4 months.
And what season did you come in?
It was summer into fall.
Okay.
Yeah,
well.
so it wasn't bad. I think I came up in like August or something.
Did we not leave a good impression, or?
No, it wasn't that. It was just I was too shy, and it's difficult when you move somewhere by yourself.
It's huge. That's a huge thing, especially like you said, if you're going there to meet like-minded people that you think you can. So then where did you go from here?
Then I went back to Florida. I kind of like, my parents lived in Florida, so I was doing that thing. I didn't go to college, so I was just basically trying to find a place where I could, start playing music. And so I'd go somewhere, fail, come back to my parents' house, go somewhere, fail, come back to my parents' house. But then finally moved to Athens, Georgia, and that's when I hooked up with all these really great people. And
I don't know if you guys get asked a lot to write things for film, but has Michael Stipe's production company come after you guys yet?
No.
No?
Michael Stipe's gone after Brian a couple times.
Well, I can imagine. Who wouldn't? Well, I don't know. I love the fact that you guys just exist in the world of music today and working, because radio changes so much, and it just goes. I've done this since 1994, and it's like I feel like there's just waves, and I just think that you guys sort of had really great timing too, in the sense of when you came out. Like, I know our radio station, we just embraced you guys right away, and it's like you have an audience, and whether or not you intend to fit in, you do fit somewhere. So let's thank engineer Michael DeMarc and producer Derek Stevens, and have you guys play. Did you see Quadrophenia when you were a kid? The movie?
Tommy scared me, so
Well, Quadrophenia is the only time that Sting was ever cool.
Yeah.
But so you're going to play a Who cover.
yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't mind other guys dancing with my girl. That's fine. I know them all pretty well. And I know sometimes